Hey y'all, I'm Jen.
And I'm Em.
And welcome to In My Haunted Era,
The podcast where we talk about all things spooky or urban legends or ghost stories or true crime. Anything.
or cryptidy.
Spooky. Yeah.
Spooky, creepy,
Yeah.
unexplained. We love that shit.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We took a little hiatus again.
Some big things happen.
Some big things happen.
Jen, you're in a
Which
new
ones
space.
do we talk about?
Well, your new
Oh,
space.
so I was thinking about Taylor Swift and her masters.
That was like our big thing.
That was the big thing.
It's a national holiday, in my opinion.
Yeah, May 3rd. That's honestly National Independence Day from here on out.
Yeah.
Like,
The Declaration
4th
of
of July
Independence.
who?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not celebrating that. Actually, I got this shirt from TikTok that says something about the 4th of July or USA or something, but underneath it says, but in a liberal way.
Oh, I like that. I like the
So
one that
people
says,
know.
What is the one that says, I don't know, something about equal rights? I can't remember, but I liked it. And it's a fun rhyme. Now I suck.
Yeah. Yeah. All you said was equal rights. There was no indication that there was a rhyme.
There was.
I believe that.
My God.
Like, wow, that's a great rhyme. It's a great rhyme, man.
I don't come up with them. Let me see.
Yeah, we have to know now. I have to know
Stars,
the rhyme.
stripes, and equal rights.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay,
I
see?
like that. That's great.
No one pays me to
That's
make
the rhyme.
rhymes. But yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's a better rhyme than just equal rights.
Yeah, stars,
Yeah.
stripes, and equal rights. Hey.
That's great, actually. I really like that.
Saw that one on TikTok too. I might just
Yeah.
have to buy me a little 4th of July shirt.
Get you a little 4th of July shirt. I used to buy my kids clothes for 4th of July, but now I don't buy them shit for holidays because there are so many holidays you could buy shit for, and I can't afford that.
You remember the Old Navy shirt?
Yes. I wanted to get one summer a couple years ago. I was like, we're going to get matching family 4th of July stuff. And it was all sold out.
Really?
And I was surprised. I was like, how did other people have the same idea as me, first of all? That's rude. So I don't remember how long ago this was. This might have been when, in my last life, when I was married to my ex-husband.
Maybe
But
so. But it was like a huge deal to go to Old Navy and get a 4th of July shirt. And I remember the dollar flip-flop days at Old Navy too.
the doll. Oh my God.
It
You
was
just
war.
unlocked a core memory.
War.
It was. I remember I went to Montana one summer to visit my cousins, and I don't know if I brought another pair of shoes because the only pair of shoes I wore the entire time we were there was a pair of Old Navy American flag flip-flops.
I love it.
Blue and white stars on the left, the stripes on the right foot.
Iconic.
We were in the mountains. Like, I'm pretty sure I went hiking in those flip-flops. Hiking.
Oh, but you know what? We're all better for it. We have really strong feet, and
we have strong feet.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're basically like Neanderthals.
That's why we charge so
with
much
our
for them.
feet level. Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
I don't. For legal reasons, I don't. But it was a joke.
I'm not making that disclaimer.
But if
I
anyone's
can
into
either
that,
confirm or deny. We support you.
I would love to not.
Also, tell me how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have to be good quality?
Yeah. Does it just any feet? Any kind of feet?
Do you like some editing? Do you like?
Yeah.
Tell me.
If you have these deets, our email is inmyhauntederapod@gmail.com. Our Instagram is @inmyhauntedera. Slide into our DMs.
Yeah, I mean, we would love your spooky stories, but if the only thing we can get is info on feet, then, that's fine.
I swear to God, if the first thing we get emailed to us is info about how to sell your feet pics.
I wouldn't be mad.
I don't think I'd be mad. I don't know what emotion that would bring out.
I'd read it in a recording.
I would read it.
Yeah.
I would implement it. I would implement the things in the emails.
And if you saw me quitting my job and going to Disneyland every weekend, you would know why.
Yeah. I used to, I frequently joke about how I would love to quit my job one day and do this or something else. But now I have some friends at work who listen, and I need to give a quick shout out to some people.
Yay!
And remind people that I do love my job. I love the work that I do, but I was not meant for labor. No. Oh no, my light died.
No.
I'll fix it in a minute. I want to say it's the ghost, but I know I didn't plug my light in, so.
And y'all are in a new build.
That's that. It's not. Although on Two Girls, One Ghost, there's a lot of stories about people who moved into a brand new house that was haunted. It could be the land you were on too.
Yeah, I knew it.
So you never know.
Knew it.
But anyways, back to the shout out. So I told them that I would give them a shout out. So I think our number one fan is Dr. Liao.
Hello, Dr. Liao.
He's our cardiothoracic surgeon we work with. He's amazing. And then my two favorite perfusionists that we work with, Marcus and Catherine. So shout out to them. Okay. Thank you guys for listening.
And also, please, what's a perfusionist for us who grew up in the entertainment business?
Okay. So a perfusionist is a highly trained medical professional who operates and maintains the heart-lung machine, also known as cardiopulmonary bypass, during open heart surgery and other procedures requiring artificial circulatory support.
Oh, shit. So they make a lot of money.
Yeah, they make a lot of money. I think they do well for themselves. A lot of ECMO specialists, that's like a pipeline to perfusionists. A lot of people go back to school and do that.
Okay.
I don't see school in my future.
I don't see labor in my future.
I don't see labor in my future. But you never know.
Wait, okay.
Maybe once my kids are all in school and shit.
Yeah, they don't need you as much.
Who knows? Yeah.
Any other shout-outs? Because I have an update.
No more shout-outs. That's it.
Okay. This kind of aligns with your shout-outs. I started watching The Pit on Max.
Yeah.
Was that your fucking life?
Yeah.
Because
did you watch the episode where they put somebody on ECMO?
Yes. So I think I'm like 10 or 11 episodes in, but there were more than I thought. I also didn't understand that the whole premise of the show is like each episode is an hour in their shift and it goes through a whole shift. So interesting. Also, I find myself watching this thinking of you first. Second, thinking I could never, ever, ever be in the medical field because it just doesn't stop. Like there's like an episode where the main character, all he's trying to do is go pee and he cannot pee. And I'm like, I was stressing out for him.
There do be days like that. There do be days you like sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to catch up on charting. Like, this is my window. I've done all of these things. I've been doing shit for hours. And you finally sit down and then a call light goes off. Someone codes. Alarms start going off. Your IV pump beeps. God. Some other shit is happening that you have to address. And it is like truly constant.
Or some like drama with a new intern or something. It's like, chill out. It's not about you right now. There's someone dying next door.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or a coworker will come and talk to you, and I'm like, "Look,
shut up.
I have to focus." I've worked with people before that have put signs on their chairs that are like, "Please don't distract me right now." I
believe it. It's just, and it's also crazy.
Please don't distract me
because like the different emotions they go through within the span of the hour. Because like I said, each hour of their shift is an episode, and like you have something really tragic happening in one room, and they have to go deal with something that's kind of lighthearted and kind of like, oh, like they're gonna be okay, and then they have to go back, and it's like, how
you get really good at compartmentalizing. Yeah, because I've had patients who are dying in one room and the other person's asking for graham crackers, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get you graham crackers, like, yeah, and then meanwhile the family next door is like audibly sobbing. You can hear them in the hallway. Like,
there's an episode like that, and I'm like,
yeah. That shit's real, man. I don't watch the show because I cannot watch medical shows. I don't want to be reminded of my labor.
Sure, absolutely. You know? Totally understandable.
And a lot of them are very inaccurate, too. So it's frustrating to watch. But I've heard from a lot of people that show, even like some of my coworkers, that show is pretty accurate to the medical field. And especially the episode where they put somebody on ECMO. That's actually very accurate to what we do. Although my biggest complaint is that they waited so fucking long to call the ECMO team. Like, for reference, when we have somebody that comes in receiving CPR in the ER will call us when they get notified the CPR is coming. So we're already down there with our pump and all of our shit ready to go, and to run labs and see if they're like a good candidate before they even show up. Mm-hmm. So we're like down there ready, waiting. It's not like, oh yeah, we're going to try a few rounds and then we'll call ECMO. No, the sooner we get on, the better outcome for the patient. So yeah, that was my biggest gripe about that. But the process of doing it was surprisingly accurate.
It's very cool. I don't really know a whole lot that's going on medically on that show. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're doing great. And then the minute they said ECMO, my heart goes, that's what Jen does.
That's what Jen does. Yeah, I know. I've showed my family the scenes where they were doing ECMO just to be like, I don't know if you care, but if you've ever thought for a second, like, what does that mean, being ECMO surgeon? What is this? What do you do? This is what I do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I had to tell you, and I was waiting to tell you when we were recording because I was like, how interesting. Yeah,
I know,
it's
right?
a very good show.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah. And I put it on because Steven was out of town and he doesn't have any interest in like medical dramas. So I put it on and I was just like, so enthralled. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I loved it. Okay.
Also, thank you for helping me, my husband move. I had to work that day. I didn't know when we were going to move, so I couldn't go in advance and take the day off.
Anyway, It was my pleasure. It was our pleasure. My husband and I had a great time hanging out with both the families. It was great.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. And I was so mad because I had just packed your gift like the day before. I still have it. It's right here. So we need to plan dinner sometime.
Yes,
and hang out not on the pod.
With margaritas.
We'll plan. We will figure something out. Yes.
And we'll do a girls' night. So,
and I'll bring you your gift.
And then maybe I will have a gift for you by that point, because Steven and I are going to... Well, okay, so we're celebrating our friend's 30th birthday at Disneyland because they live in Los Angeles. And then from there, he and I are flying to Seattle and spending a week in Seattle. This is not until Labor Day.
Yeah.
But that is where we can...
So we're not going to have lunch or dinner until Labor Day?
If we don't, I might even have a gift for you. Because that segues into... the story I have today. See what I did there?
Oh, that was good. I like that. Clever.
Thank you. Because when we were in Seattle, I looked up haunted places, as one does. And they have this pub, Kells Irish Pub, that's supposedly haunted. So that's where I was going to take you tonight.
Yes. I love it.
If you're ready.
I'm so ready.
All right.
I've never been more ready.
So, like I said, we're going to Seattle, so I was just researching and found out in the heart of Seattle's Pike Place Market stands an old brick building with a dark and fascinating past. I said, tell me more. So, in 1921, First Avenue, the Butterworth building, looms over Post Alley. So it's a quiet, or at 1921, not in 1921, at 1921. Let's take that back. Okay. At 1921 First Avenue, Butterworth building looms over Post Alley, a quiet sentinel to over a century's worth of death, tragedy, and whispered tales of ghosts. I know, crazy. So what began as a revolutionary mortuary business would grow into one of Seattle's most infamous haunted landmarks. And this is the story of Butterworth and Sons Mortuary.
Oh.
Which is now Kells Irish
Mortuary pub?
Yeah, dude.
I love a pub that was a mortuary.
So I was like, what?
I love it.
Okay, so Edgar Ray Butterworth was born in 1847 in Massachusetts. And by the late 1800s, he found himself in Centralia, Washington. I don't know if I'm saying Centralia right, but it's probably not Centralia. Oh, maybe it is, because that actually sounds really good too. Centralia? Centralia. I don't know.
Yeah, Centralia. I don't know.
In Washington. And he was working
in Washington.
He was working as a furniture maker. Then his transition into funeral industry came during a diphtheria outbreak. Did you have to study diphtheria as a nurse? No, probably not.
Maybe, but I don't remember. I know we take the Tdap covers that.
That's
the
crazy.
Tdap vaccine, tetanus, diphtheria.
Yeah. Well, see, there's a vaccine. Because I was like, do we even have diphtheria? But
we still vaccinate.
So during the diphtheria outbreak, he was called upon to craft coffins.
Okay.
So realizing the need for more comprehensive death care, he moved to Seattle in 1892 and founded E.R. Butterworth and Sons. It was here that he introduced the terms mortuary and mortician into the American lexicon.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cool.
I know, helping to redefine how the public viewed and managed death. So thank you, Mr. Butterworth.
That. Yeah.
In 1903, Butterworth commissioned renowned architect John Graham Sr. to design Seattle's first purpose-built mortuary. The result was the Butterworth Building, a 5-story late Victorian structure that would become a pioneer in American funeral services. For the first time in the Pacific Northwest, a facility offered every element of death care from under one roof, from embalming and body preparation to public viewings and memorial services.
No, that's just efficient.
Yeah, and I also was surprised that it took that long, but...
Yeah, what year?
1903.
Yeah, that is a long time for all that to come together.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So offered death care under one roof, from embalming and body preparation to public viewings and memorial services. It even boasted the West Coast's first elevator, which was primarily used to discreetly transport bodies between floors. Genius.
That's the first elevator on the West Coast?
Yeah.
For dead people.
Hiding them dead people.
Then I want to know when the elevator for live people.
Yeah.
really started, and where they're like, wait, we could use this on people who are alive.
What?
Just to make it easier to go upstairs.
Why are we wasting it on people who don't even know they're in it?
What the fuck? Wait, is someone mowing outside your house?
Yeah, can you hear it really bad?
No, I can, but I first I didn't know what it was. I thought Steve was vacuuming or something, and I was like, can you tell him to not do that?
No, I don't know why they're doing it right now either. I'm like, it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. is an odd time to vacuum, to mow.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Go off with your bad self. It's fine.
But it's fine.
We can probably cut it out.
I'm so sorry, listeners.
Don't be sorry.
The building itself was carefully divided, so the upper levels housed apartments for the mortuary staff. The third and fourth floors contained showrooms for caskets and funeral garments. And then the main floor included chapels, embalming rooms, and offices. And then the basement, accessed via post alley, held stables and the wagons used for transporting the deceased.
Okay.
The structure symbolized modernity. I don't like that word.
Modernity?
Modern.
It sounds like maternity.
Modernness.
It was modernness.
But they used the word
modern as fuck.
Modernity.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I think it's modernity.
Modernity.
But I think
it's malvolent all over again.
Suffices. It's
malvolent.
A malvolent.
Anyways, it symbolizes modern professionalism and dignity in an era when death was largely managed at home. They were still having viewings at their damn houses.
No.
Anyway.
That body's stinking by that point.
I know, because don't they have to keep all the windows open and then, like, I don't know. Is that
Can you
not
imagine?
True? No, I don't want that.
I know, I think that's true, yeah.
However, despite its reputation as a forward-thinking business, the Butterworth Mortuary was not untouched by controversy and tragedy. It wouldn't be one of our stories if it didn't.
No, I love controversy.
I know. One of its darkest chapters involved the infamous Dr. Linda Burfield Hazzard, sometimes referred to as the Starvation Doctor. Love it. Born in 1867, Hazzard operated a sanitarium in Olalla, Washington, where she promoted intense fasting regimens as a cure for all ailments. Lacking a formal medical degree, she practiced under a loophole in Washington's medical laws and quickly gained a reputation for her unorthodox and deadly methods. Yeah, just not giving them any food.
That's not great.
Then in 1912...
That doesn't work.
No, you need nutrients.
You need yeah, you need protein. You need shit to heal.
Vitamin C. So we're on Dr. Hazzard, who was starving patients.
Dr. Hazzard, starving patients.
And then in 1912, British sisters Claire and Dorothea Williamson fell victim to Hazzard's treatments. Claire died under her care, and her body was sent to E.R. Butterworth and Sons. When Dorothea's family arrived to claim the body, they were shown a corpse that they did not recognize. Allegations arose that the mortuary had cremated Claire's remains and substituted another body to obscure the true case of death. So, although there were no formal charges were brought against the mortuary, one employee did plead guilty to illegally removing the body. Hazzard, meanwhile, was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 2 years in prison. So, yeah, fuck that bitch.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
they were covering up for the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe they were afraid she was going to starve them too. That's not funny.
I mean, it's not that it wasn't funny.
It's a little dark.
I think it was a good joke.
Just a little dark.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. It didn't even occur to me that would not be appropriate.
Ew. But despite the scandal, Butterworth and Sons continued operations until 1923, when the business relocated to a larger facility. The original building, however, remained, its history slowly seeping into the bricks and floorboards. Over the decades, it housed various businesses, but perhaps none as well known or as haunted as its current tenant, Kells Irish Restaurant and Pub, which is where I'm going to be making Steven take me. Kells opened in the basement of the Butterworth building in the 90s, in the very space where stables and wagons once stood. So almost immediately, strange events began to occur.
Okay.
Employees reported glasses shattering on their own, cold spots that defied explanation, and disembodied voices echoing in empty rooms. Patrons told stories of seeing ghostly figures, including a man in suspenders and a newsboy cap. And a red-haired little girl who seemed to delight in playing in tricks.
Oh, that's sad.
One especially chilling account involved the owner's mother, who claimed she was pushed down a flight of stairs by an unseen force.
Okay, that's too far.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she's an old lady, y'all.
Come on, y'all.
Have some dignity. Paranormal investigators intrigued by the site's history and activity have conducted numerous studies in the space, often citing it as one of Seattle's most haunted locales. The upper floors of the Butterworth building have undergone several transformations as well. Most recently, the Feinbows Group, LLC, has begun revitalizing the space. Plans include opening Karoo Café on the 3rd floor and Protea Yoga and Lifestyle Studio on the 4th. So
yeah, that's where I want to do yoga.
Let's just bring in South African culinary and wellness culture to the historic site, and
Woohoo.
inviting all the different kinds of ghosts.
I love it.
They're like, yay.
Here for it.
New people.
New people.
Though the business of death moved on from First Avenue, the presence of the past seems ever present within the Butterworth building. With every echo down the hallway, every flicker of movement in a corner, and every unexplained chill, Seattle is reminded that history, especially the kind soaked in grief and mystery, never truly stays buried. Today, the building not only stands as a piece of Seattle's architectural legacy, but also as a cultural touchstone in the city's lore of the paranormal. The Butterworth family's original vision of dignity in death still lingers in spirit, perhaps quite literally, within its walls. And
That's
then
so cool.
It says, so yeah, more information on just like some of the ghosts. The girl in the little red dress, it's one of the most frequently reported apparitions.
Okay.
She's dressed in a scarlet red dress, her red ringlets cascading over her shoulders. So she's just like, yeah, I know. She's known for her playful nature. She often interacts with children, sometimes even creating toys like rag dolls for them.
Like ones that they can hold?
See, that's it, or I don't know. I don't think, maybe just, it says creating toys like rag dolls, but probably not. I wouldn't guess.
Like if I took my kid to this pub and they show up with a rag doll, I'll be like, where the fuck did you get that?
Maybe it's the missing Annabelle
We're
doll.
gonna leave. Is it really missing?
That's what my TikTok algorithm says.
Okay, so I keep seeing that, but I heard that she was on tour, that's why she's not where she's normally is.
So I heard she was on tour, but then went missing.
Shit.
That's what I heard. That they lost her while touring with her.
I have to look this up. Annabelle.
Missing.
Okay, I have like I'm in all caps for some reason too, and so it was just like, is Annabelle missing 2025? Okay, she is home. Oh, 7 hours ago. Doll back home after rumors of missing. Is safe in her home. The owner of the allegedly haunted doll confirmed more than a week after an online panic over the doll missing during a paranormal tour in the U.S. was created. The owner of Annabelle has assured that the doll was never out of control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The doll sighting simultaneously occurred with a prison breakout and a devastating fire.
Yeah.
Which strengthened the already brewing conspiracy theories.
I heard about that.
The doll was taken on a brief tour to several locations to show the doll to enthusiasts of the paranormal. The doll was never out of our control.
I don't know if you can.
We take extreme. So, oh my gosh. That shit's wild. It seems like she was not missing.
Okay.
The owner said that she was never out of our control. So, but that wording is weird to me because it's like, you mean she was not ravaging the streets causing mayhem? Or she never left your site or your belongings? You knew where she was the whole time.
Or were you
that's what I want to know.
Telling her what to do?
Yeah, like, I have
Just weird.
questions. Anyways, sorry, back to your story.
Anyway, little girl in the red dress. Apparently she's pretty nice. Patrons say she's friendly. And then there's a Charlie, who's known as the gentleman ghost. He's an older gentleman, often seen wearing a derby hat. He's frequently spotted in the area near the Guinness Mirror inside the pub, especially on nights when live music is played. The musicians and patrons alike have reported seeing his figure reflected in the mirror, only for him to vanish moments later. And so I'm excited. Yes. See, so because of our trip to Ireland, all I've wanted is to like recreate like the food I ate and the drinks I had. So I really want to go get a Guinness, and I want them to put some black currant in there. And I'm going to be like, show me that Guinness mirror, baby. And I'm going to find sweet Charlie.
You can't be like pick me girl with it.
No, I'm not.
You got to like sit casually.
I'm going to be chill. I'm going to be cool.
But and then just like casually look over at the mirror every once in a while. But like, be subtle.
Sure.
What the fuck? Black currant in the Guinness. Tell me about that. What is that?
So black currant, it's like a berry.
Is it just a spice?
Berry
oh, it's a berry. Okay.
And basically, we went to the Guinness store, tried Guinness for the first time, hated it.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, hold on. And he put a shot of black currant in there, and it's like raspberry syrup.
Okay.
And I swear to God, that Guinness tasted like a chocolate-covered raspberry, and it was but it changed the entire thing. Steven loved it. He's like, I need more of that. Drank the whole pint, and he's not a drinker. We loved it. So if you get a Guinness and you're not crazy about beer and you're not crazy about the way it tastes, ask for a shot of black currant in there.
What the fuck? And so if you go to any pub in Ireland, like that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering, like, does everywhere have black currant?
I don't know about here.
But I guess if they sell Guinness, they might.
I'm hoping they do. And this is supposedly, at least Kells.
It's an Irish pub.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really traditionally Irish. I was looking at their menu today, actually, because I was just like curious. I was trying to plan our itinerary. And they have like shepherd's pie and fish and chips. And like, I was like, oh my God. And there's like.
I love a shepherd's pie.
I know, me too, dude. My mom didn't like it. She was like, eh. And I was like,
how do you not like meat and veggies baked into a pie?
With some potato. And here I was shoveling that shit in my mouth. I was like, oh. So good.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's all I wanted on our trip. I don't think that's an English or Scottish thing, but I think those kind of baked pies are still in the realm of the UK. And we had some pie at the haunted hotel, Tulloch Castle we stayed at. And because I needed some kind of meat pie. Yeah. I was like, I need a meat pie real bad. And they had something, and I don't remember what it was, but we ordered it. It was fucking delicious.
Oh my God.
It was like food like that.
Mm-hmm. It's comforting. And
it's so comforting.
So, and I don't believe that calories count on vacation, so.
Yeah. And I learned about Sunday roast when I was in the UK.
Yes. Oh my God, I learned because of Florence Pugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why Florence Pugh? Did they do that on a show?
I think
she just talks about it?
I think she was on some type of show. Of course, I was getting clips of it on my TikTok, and this reporter like was at her like family's home on Sunday. Yeah. She's like, every Sunday we do a Sunday roast, and then she like went over.
Is she British?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was like, British? She's your.
Oh yeah.
Let me double check. Because I don't want to lie about my angel Florence Pugh.
My angel? God, she's so pretty. I'd leave Kevin for her.
And I think he'd be okay with that.
I think he'd be okay too.
She was born in Oxford, England.
Oh shit, I didn't know she was English.
Yeah, she's really close to her, like, just family. And food is really important to them.
Yeah.
And she was describing like everything that went into a Sunday roast. And I was like, oh my God, my mouth is like, God. I'm drooling. It sounded so good.
I learned about the Sunday roast at the Black Dog. That's where I had my first and only Sunday roast, at the Black Dog. And I was like, I want to bring this to the U.S.
I know how the Black Dog's like profits just like skyrocketed after Torture Poets Department.
And they sell merch too, you know.
I'm obsessed.
They sell merch. They must be raking in the dough, because there were so many Swifties that came in with like, and I could tell they were Swifties because they were wearing Taylor Swift related stuff. They were taking pictures outside. Like,
I love it.
It was so great. Anyways, what other ghosts?
Nothing that we haven't spoken about, really. Just like people's glasses shattering.
Yeah.
Spontaneously, like not like being dropped, you know.
Yeah.
And mirrors breaking without cause, cold spots, stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
And then, like, the physical interaction of the mom being pushed. So she felt that presence there. So, yeah, I want to go. I'm not going to tell Steven it's haunted, though. Oh, he's going to listen. Damn.
Does he listen to us?
Yeah. He does.
Oh, my God. Kevin's never listened to us.
Oh, he says he puts us on while he's at work. Because he's like, it's like I'm hanging out with y'all and y'all are with me. And I'm like,
God, that's so sweet.
Really. And my friend, shout out to Megan. She has put me on at work, or put us on at work, too. She's like, it's like you're sitting with me. And I was like, oh, my God.
I love that so much.
I know. We have really good people in our lives. We're like really lucky.
I know, except my husband that doesn't listen to us.
Except Kevin. That's okay.
And he'll never hear this to know that I'm roasting him.
Ooh.
But I told him, the surgeon I work with listens to my podcast. You live in my house. You are my husband. Why the fuck are you not listening?
When we were helping you guys move into your new home, he was like, I'm so jealous of Jen because she sees you more than I see you now. And I was like, you could see me if you watch the recordings. Yeah.
You can go on YouTube.
Yeah, you can
listen to in my haunted era on YouTube.
Shameless
you can see
plug.
Us. Shameless plug. Could see our pretty faces. So yeah, if you're listening to us right now and you're like, what do they look like? What facial expressions are they making? What do their rooms look like? You can go look on the YouTube. It's free.
It is free.
It's not behind a paywall yet.
But you know what's not? The admiration we will have. I guess it is free too. I don't know. It's heavy. Yeah. Admiration runs deep. We love you.
It does run deep. It does. Oh yeah, I set up my office yesterday, so you can kind of see.
I love it.
Oh, I put my dolls up. Let me show you my dolls.
Show me them dolls.
They have their own shelf now.
Oh my God, they look like sisters up there.
I know, right? All three of them. Say hi.
God, what if they
And then I put the haunted mirror there.
I love it.
And then can you see my Taylor Swift saint candle?
Yeah.
This is my witch altar.
I love it.
So, yeah, of course I have a Taylor Swift saint candle on there.
Cute. Funny enough, I talked about tarot at work. I was like, I'm going to start bringing tarot. I'm going to learn how to do tarot. I'm going to bring them into the office. And everyone was like, no, thank you. Because there's a woman who came in and she's going to start doing free yoga in one of our parks. And I was like, oh my God, that's great. When are you going to do it? And she said, every full moon for the foreseeable future. And I was like, excuse me, wait, what? And I spoke with her for like 15 minutes. It's going to start in June. In the evenings, first full moon of every month. And she's like, and we're going to do free yoga in the park. And I was like, I'm going to bring my crystals. And I was like, so basically you're gathering a coven. And like, she laughed and I was like, I'm being fucking for real. And so then she left and my coworker was with me and he's an older gentleman. And I was like, we just started a coven. We started a free coven. I said, how do you feel about full moons? He goes, no, thank you. I was like, how do you feel about crystals? He goes, I'm not into them. And I was like, how do you feel about tarot? I was like, what if I just set up a little tarot space right here at my desk? And he was like, you know what? My trips here might be less frequent. Anyway, needless to say, I'm going to have a coven soon, and we're going to do yoga in the full moon.
Can I join your coven?
Probably going to take my clothes off. Because what's a coven? What's a coven under the full moon?
You have to be sky-clad.
If you can't.
You have to be sky-clad.
You gotta be naked.
Yeah.
Naked.
And the downward dog with your beehole up in there.
Perfect. I'll make sure to have it bleached.
Perfect. Yeah. Have it waxed and bleached, baby. Actually, I guess you don't need to bleach your beehole if it's waxed.
I would probably.
So what are you gonna bleach?
End up in our jail, and all the police officers that I'm friends with would be like, Emily.
Yeah.
What has happened?
I totally support bringing tarot to work because I bring my tarot cards to work sometimes, and I've done readings for my friends at work. Want to. And but lately when I brought them, like I shit you not, the last 3 times I have put them in my bag. It has been the busiest fucking night. I don't know if it's just this deck. Yeah, it might just be this deck. I haven't tried to bring a different deck. All right, anything else you want to add about this sweet pub?
I'm good. I'll have updates for you in September.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to hear them.
I'm going to go to Kells Irish Pub.
I know. Yep. What the fuck is going on out there?
Do not have a backyard. I don't know what this
what are they
person's
mowing?
doing.
There's concrete around your house.
I have no idea. And I don't
think like the amount of grass there is not enough for whatever the fuck is happening.
No. Sometimes they just are out there with a blower.
Like a blower? Yeah, they must just be blowing.
Okay. Someone's just walking by. He's got a blower. It's a blower.
Okay. It's a blower. That's what it is. So if you hear anything, someone's just blowing shit. That's what she said. Anyway, shall we continue after that detour of I don't even know what we talked about. All right. We're dialed back in. We're focused.
Locked in.
Sorry for the tangent, but I'm also not sorry.
That's what you come for. We know.
That's what you come for. Okay, so today we're going to Indiana.
Never been. Actually,
I know.
I think I've driven through Indiana. There's not much there.
I had lived in Indiana.
What?
From, I don't know, when I was months old till I was 5.
Oh my gosh. Sorry if any
My dad moved there for a job.
Indiana. I don't imagine there being anything in Indiana. Except
I don't think there is.
And they're big on basketball?
I think they have a good basketball team.
I think they have a good basketball team.
Yeah. But my sister was born there, actually.
Okay.
In Indianapolis. Yeah. Fun fact. I don't think she listens either.
My sister doesn't. She doesn't listen to any podcasts, though.
I don't understand people that don't listen to podcasts. Like, what do you do? Anyways, we won't go down that rabbit hole. Okay, so today I'll be telling you about one of Indiana's most frequently investigated and persistently active paranormal locations, Whispers Estate in Mitchell, Indiana.
Whispers?
Well, it often whispers, and you'll find out why. The ghosts whisper at you.
I hate that. Never go in there.
Spoiler alert.
Hate that.
Spoiler alert.
I hate when real people whisper to me.
Same. Like, get out of my face with your hot breath.
Hot air. Oh, God.
Yeah, get your hot air out of here. So while it often features in ghost hunting television specials and internet top 10 lists, Whispers Estate stands out for a deeper reason: its history and the sheer volume of independent reports from visitors over the past few decades. So Whispers Estate was built in 1894. It sits in a modest residential neighborhood in Mitchell, Indiana, a small town with fewer than 4,000 residents. The house itself is a large 2-story Victorian with a wraparound porch, steep gables, and a general air of wear and age. From the outside, it looks like any other aging Midwestern home, except for its reputation.
Big
the first
reputation.
notable...
Big, so sorry.
Big reputation.
So sorry.
No, you had to.
Everything.
It was necessary. The first notable long-term owners were Dr. John Gibbons and his wife Jessie, who purchased the home in the early 20th century. Dr. Gibbons was a practicing physician in Mitchell, and instead of working out of a separate office or hospital, he used the house itself as a clinic. He saw patients in the front room, treated emergencies there, and according to local accounts, even performed minor surgeries in the home. At the time, I know, it's not where I would want that to happen. No, like draining abscesses and shit in your foyer.
Jesus
like,
Christ. How are they using,
no
or
thanks.
did they have antiseptic, or are they just like, here's some whiskey?
I think they had very basic antiseptic at that point, but it could have just been booze. I don't know. At the time, it was not uncommon for small town doctors to operate out of their homes, but this meant that a wide range of people, some very ill, some injured, and some in dire condition, entered that house. Several are said to have died on site. The Gibbonses were known in town for their generosity and compassion, and over the years they adopted multiple children. Among them was a young girl named Rachel, who is frequently mentioned in both historical references and paranormal accounts of the home. One of the most frequently cited events in the history of Whispers Estate is the accidental death of Rachel, who was around 10 years old at the time of the incident. I know. It's bad. It's bad. Just wait. According to local lore, she was playing with matches or a candle, depending on the source, in the upstairs hallway when her nightgown caught fire. Despite efforts to extinguish the flames, she suffered extensive burns and died 2 days later, reportedly in the master bedroom at the top of the stairs.
Oh my God. She was in pain for 2 days.
I know. And that's like a miserable amount of pain. I cannot imagine having burns like that. Poor sweet baby angel.
10 years old. So she's got a small little body. Oh,
she's
God.
a little thing. I know. So this event marks a pivotal point in the story of the house. From that moment forward, the upstairs hallway, the bedroom where she died, and the general atmosphere of the upper floor became central to accounts of paranormal activity. Over the years, dozens of visitors to the home have claimed to experience sensory events linked to the tragedy. These include the sudden smell of smoke or burnt cloth, the sound of a child giggling or crying, and the sensation of something brushing up against them, often described as the height and weight of a small child. There's also an antique doll on display in one of the bedrooms that is said to have belonged to Rachel. While the origin of the doll is not fully verifiable, guests often report strange behavior when interacting with it. Some say it moves slightly when nobody is looking. Others report their EMF detectors spiking when the doll is brought into the hallway where Rachel was burned. Yeah, I need to see if I can find a picture of the doll, and we'll post that. So while Rachel's death is the most widely documented and remembered, she was not the only person to die in the home. Jessie Gibbons, the doctor's wife, reportedly died of pneumonia after a long illness. Some versions of the story suggest she became increasingly withdrawn and depressed in her later years, possibly due to the loss of Rachel or the stress of living in a house that regularly saw death and suffering through the doctor's work. There's also mention of another adopted daughter named Elizabeth, who is said to have died under unclear circumstances. I think some sources said that it was, I forgot how they phrased it, but basically I think it was SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. I think that was what it was, because it was like bed something or like caught something. So it sounded like it was like while she was asleep thing, SIDSy. However, historical evidence for Elizabeth is minimal. It is unclear whether she was a separate child or whether her story has been conflated with Rachel's over time. Every source I read pretty much mentioned both children, so I think they both existed, just for reference. But because of the nature of Dr. Gibbons' profession, it is believed that multiple people, patients, and possibly even infants, died within the home's walls. There are no complete records confirming how many, but the combination of private residence and medical facility makes it plausible that the house saw a significant amount of suffering. This layer of potential trauma, combined with the long-term occupancy by a single family, it's a context that many paranormal researchers believe contributes to a haunting. The theory is that emotional intensity, particularly involving illness and death, can leave an energetic imprint on the space, one that continues to echo long after the people involved are gone. Sure. Since the early 2000s, Whispers Estate has been open for overnight investigations. Are you playing with the fidget spinner? Your face.
Can you hear it?
It sounded like a cat. Yeah.
That's crazy. Let me get something else.
I'm so sorry.
Let me get a silent one.
Get a quiet one.
Sorry.
Your face.
People on Zoom meetings at work can probably hear it too.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay. Since the early 2000s, Whispers Estate has been open for overnight investigations and ghost tours. It has become a regular stop for paranormal teams from across the United States. While reports vary, several patterns have emerged over the years. One of the most commonly reported experiences is the sensation of whispering, hence the name. Bitches. Guests frequently describe hearing voices near their ears, usually quiet and unintelligible. Sometimes the voices call out names or single words. These auditory experiences are most often reported in the upstairs hallway and the front room near where Dr. Gibbons would have seen patients.
Don't like that.
No. Many visitors describe hearing footsteps on the stairs or in rooms they know are empty. These footsteps are sometimes accompanied by the sound of doors creaking or slamming without apparent cause. Several investigators have recorded electronic voice phenomena. I don't know why I said that and didn't just say EVP. An EVP during the sessions in the house. Some of these recordings allegedly contain responses to direct questions, including names, warnings, and requests to leave. Oh. So shadow figures are occasionally reported on the second floor or moving past doorways, which that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Just seeing a shadow go by from inside a room. I would go close that door so fast. Guests have described them as tall and humanoid, but lacking detail. Some individuals claim these shadows appear to pace or watch quietly from corners.
Oh, thank you.
Like, go fuck yourself. With all due respect, go fuck yourself.
Don't lurk.
Don't
Listen,
lurk.
I'd rather have someone walk past.
Yep.
Because I could just
than
lurking.
lurking.
I could just write that
off. It could be anything.
But standing in a corner, just lurking. I can't get past that. No, ma'am.
That leaves me very unsettled.
Side note, this has been very fun and hard for me to listen to because I have a friend at work who has a guinea pig. Guess what the guinea pig's name is?
I don't know.
It's Whispers.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not kidding.
I was like, it can't be Whispers.
It's
like, that's
Whispers.
not a name. It's fucking Whispers.
And so you said it, I was like, ha. I know a guinea pig with that name. She's very cute.
Oh my god.
That's how she sounds.
You will never think of that the same.
Oh no. Stop.
We've ruined the guinea pig for you.
Oh wait, because I thought is that what the recordings sound like?
No.
Okay, I was like,
they sound like words.
Oh.
I just mean like generally the story will ruin the guinea pig.
Anytime my friend at work talks about her guinea pig, I'll be like, shut up right now or change that name.
Shut the fuck up. Change that name.
Did you know?
Have you heard of the Whispers Estate? You haven't? Listened to our podcast, episode 14.
Shameless plug.
Anyways, while these reports are difficult to verify, what stands out is the consistency of the experiences over time. Independent visitors, many with no prior knowledge of the house, have reported similar events in the same locations, suggesting that at the very least, certain areas of the house reliably provoke intense psychological and sensory experiences. So we have a basement, because of course we have a basement.
Of course.
The basement of Whispers Estate is often described as the most uncomfortable part of the house, whereas the upstairs is associated with childlike or maternal energy. The basement is described in more aggressive terms.
What?
People entering the basement frequently report a sense of pressure on the chest, difficulty breathing, or the feeling of being watched by something territorial and angry. Some believe that the basement is home to a male entity.
Of course.
Yeah, of course it's always a man.
Always a man.
It's literally always a man. This presence is described by visitors as tall, emotionally intense, and sometimes openly hostile.
Because they never went to therapy.
Because they never went to therapy.
Men will do everything, like haunt a fucking estate, then go to therapy.
I know. It's shameful. Get your shit together, man. There have been claims of growling sounds coming from dark corners. Fuck these corners, man.
Why are they growling?
Why are they growling? Cold spots that follow people across the room, and physical contact such as pokes, shoves, or even scratches. I love a haunted place where you could get a scratch.
So like my sister's old bedroom.
I know. I was so disappointed when we went to the Edinburgh Vaults and I did not get scratched.
By Mr. Scratch?
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
Fuck that. That was most devastating moment of my year.
Down. Mr. Scratch.
I know. I only exclusively want to go to places where I could get scratched now. Apparently at Goatman's Bridge you can get scratched, so we got to go there soon.
I've never been scratched there.
I know. Maybe we'll go and we'll be like, scratch me, bitch. See what happens. Just like, well, Zach Bagans it, where we antagonize the ghost. Do it or else. Okay, one investigator reported hearing a low audible voice during a solo session in the basement that responded directly to her question. When she asked, "Is someone here with me?" the voice allegedly replied, "Yes," followed by a second, deeper voice saying, "Mine." While this experience was captured on a handheld recorder, it has not been independently verified. Theories about who or what this presence might be vary. Some believe it is the spirit of a former patient who died in the home. Others think it could be something non-human or elemental in nature. A less supernatural explanation, which we hate, boo, suggests that the basement may simply trigger strong psychological reactions due to its darkness, low ceilings, and naturally high EMF levels, which are known to cause unease, nausea, and paranormal and sensitive individuals. But we don't care about that.
Okay, well, what about the recordings?
Yeah, what about the recordings? Yeah. We don't need that science shit in this podcast. No. We ain't here for science.
I don't want your science.
No. So while the main stories in rooms, such as the hallway where Rachel died, the master bedroom, and the basement, received the most attention, Visitors have also reported unusual activity in lesser discussed areas of Whisper's estate. These accounts add depth to the ongoing recording of experiences and suggest that the entire house, not just isolated sections, may be active in different ways.
Sure.
One recurring experience takes place in the front parlor, which was once used as Dr. Gibbons' exam room. Several visitors have said they felt a distinct sense of being watched while standing in that space, particularly near the window where patients once waited. Some have described a heaviness or pressure in the room, especially when standing still. One man reported hearing a soft cough behind him while examining the fireplace. He turned around and found no one there, but 2 others in his group also said they heard it.
Ew.
I know, right? The attic, which is not always accessible during tours, has been the subject of unusual reports. In one documented overnight investigation, a guest described hearing what sounded like shuffling or dragging movements from above, even though no one was on the upper floor at the time. Later, when the group checked the attic, they found nothing out of place but did note significant temperature drops near the small window at the back. Which could just be like, it's Indiana and it's cold and it's near a window.
Maybe,
But like I said, we don't want that science shit here. No. So one team left a small audio recorder in the attic overnight and captured what they described as faint breathing sounds, rhythmic but inconsistent with any other of their team members.
Don't like that? Shut up
That's
with your breathing.
Unsettling.
I don't like the sound of breathing.
I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it either. A lesser-known upstairs room near the back of the house, sometimes referred to as the Pink Room, has also produced unusual responses during EVP sessions. In one case, an investigator asked if anyone was present and received a single word reply: stay.
Ew.
The voice was described as female, soft and clear. A few minutes later, the group reported hearing footsteps approach the door from the hallway, but when they opened it, no one was there. I just got chills. I know.
That honestly is a nightmare, because when you hear like someone coming, or if you can see someone coming,
and then nothing.
I don't like that.
I kind of love it, but it's also unsettling.
Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go.
I genuinely think I would be so excited, and I know that something is wrong with me for that. I acknowledge that, and I agree. Another area of interest is a small bathroom adjacent to the master bedroom. While it's a simple space, multiple people have reported feeling suddenly disoriented or dizzy when entering it.
Interesting.
In one case, a woman said she felt as though the floor tilted slightly under her feet and had to brace herself on the sink. Moments later, she said the sensation passed and the room felt normal again. There's no known history attached specifically to the bathroom, but the frequency of similar comments has made it a point of interest in several investigations. And finally, some guests have noticed auditory phenomena unrelated to voices, such as piano notes, taps, or what sounds like furniture shifting. These usually occur late at night and are often isolated to a single moment, not repeated. One overnight guest in a downstairs bedroom heard what she thought was a single high piano note coming from the hallway around 2:30 in the morning. There is no piano in the house. She was fully awake at the time and said the sound was so clear she initially thought it came from her phone, but the phone was across the room and not playing any audio.
Did there used to be a piano in the room?
Probably. I mean, I'm sure if it's a house big enough,
yeah,
where a doctor had patients, and I feel like pianos in homes were so much more common back then.
A doctor.
Yeah, in the early 1900s, they had every bitch had a piano.
Yeah.
If you had money, you had a piano. So these type of experiences, while less publicized, appear frequently in written guest logs, post-investigation interviews, and online forums where people share their time at Whisper's estate. So while none of these events offer proof in a scientific sense, which we don't need scientific proof, they add to the overall profile of the house, a place where unusual sensory and environmental events are not just common, but varied across time, space, and context. There's no question that Whisper's estate is haunted. The voices, the shadows, the touches, the unexplained movements, these aren't just stories. They've been experienced by countless people, many of whom had no reason to expect anything out of the ordinary. The house holds energy, and it responds to the people who walk through it. For those who believe in the paranormal, Whisper's estate isn't just an old house with a dark past. It's a place where the dead are still present, still reaching out, and still leaving a mark. But yeah, that was Whisper's estate. Thank you guys for listening. If you don't already, please follow us we're on Instagram, we're on the TikTok at In My Haunted Era for both.
Yep, and if you have any stories you'd like us to cover on our podcast that we can do research on, or if you want to share your own personal ones, please email us at inmyhauntedera
Pod.
Okay, in my haunted era pod at gmail.com. I will get that. I know we're 14 episodes in. I will get that at some point.
Or you never will, and it'll just be a bit.
It'll be a bit.
And that's great.
But email us your stories or stories you would like to hear about. We'd love to hear. We want to do a whole episode where we just share personal shit.
Yes, we really do. So please send them to us. Any weird experience you've had that you may not think is technically paranormal, but like you really can't explain it, that counts too.
Yeah, or if you just want to email us and tell us like really nice things.
Yeah, that too. We'd love that.
An ego boost.
We really love that so much. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. And
we'll
haunt you later. Bye.
Bye.